Neutron is the OpenStack networking service, and it's a system that includes an API for managing virtual networks and IP addresses. If one wants to boot an instance, they typically need to provide a network on which to boot that instance so that it has network connectivity. With Neutron, users can view their own networks, subnets, firewall rules, routers, and load balancers, all through the Horizon Dashboard, CLI, or API. Neutron also contains a modular framework powered by a variety of plugins, agents, and drivers, including Linux Bridge and Open vSwitch. Let's take a look at some common Neutron terminology. A network is analogous to a logical slice of the physical network. A tenant network represents its own Layer 2 broadcast domain and provides access to internal virtual resources. A provider network provides access to resources that live entirely outside the OpenStack environment, like the internet. A subnet must be associated with a network in order to boot an instance on it. Upon subnet creation, one always supplies a network CIDR. Port. A port is analogous to a virtual network interface card. It represents entry and exit points for data traffic. There is always a MAC address and UUID associated with the port. A port is automatically created when one boots an instance on a network, or one can reserve a port if they prefer a specific IP address. Security group rule. Security groups control the traffic to and from a port. By default, all traffic is allowed out of a virtual machine. The only traffic allowed in is another instance with the default security group rule. Router. Routers allow you to connect two different broadcast domains together. One can then set the gateway of the router to the provider network in order to gain access to something outside of the tenant network, like the internet, or perhaps a resource on a specific VLAN. This is an example of north-south traffic. Routers can also be used to connect two tenant networks together. This is an example of east-west traffic.